The final body paragraph of your communication analysis speech is the implication section. The biggest job that this paragraph has is answering the research question that you set out in the very beginning. And by answering this question, you are not only answering the question and saying, like, yes, it does, or no, it doesn't, but you are also answering the question of why the answer is so important. In addition to answering the research question, your other job in the implication paragraph is to explore the impacts of this artifact. Maybe the speech that you chose to unpack started a whole social movement. And so you would explore the impacts of that social movement. So you can explore not only the impacts of the artifact itself, but you can also explore what this means for this type of persuasion. So if you're looking at a social movement and you're looking at whether or not the type of persuasion that the social movement was using worked or not, you might say that the social movement completely upended what we thought about persuasion when it comes to how an argument works or how the visual works or whatever it was. But ultimately you want to get to that point of what does this mean for us as persuaders? What does this mean for us as speech makers, as protesters, as members of the social order? What are the ultimate impacts of the artifact that we have discussed and the types of persuasion that we have discussed? And finally, you want to explore how your examination of this artifact adds to what the audience already knows about persuasion and about that type of artifact. So how are you adding to the knowledge that your audience already has? Or how are you adding to the knowledge that we as a society have? Is there a particular way that we as a society understand social movements or understand protest movements? And if so, how does this particular protest movement, for example, change the way that we look at protest movements? So examine how your examination of the artifact changes the way that we view that type of artifact or the world, and just like what are those ultimate impacts? In other words, what does this artifact do to us?